Welcome to After the
It's
Show.
after the show.
After the show
It's
is
the
the
after
after
party.
party.
The after party.
But you know what? I wanted to start today's show just a little bit different. Today, I'm drinking out of a cup that says Dare.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm drinking out of a cup that says Dare is because it reminds me so much of my dad. And what a lot of people don't know is that in this entire process, as us beginning this incredible show, as I was ending my 2022, in November, my dad took ill.
Right.
And at the time, it was hard for me to process, right? And it was in the middle of me doing everything, getting the award from Forbes,
Right.
being a part of NASDAQ, and then of course this amazing show After the Show. And so this morning I decided to drink out of my Dare cup because my dad is the one who always told me to dare to be different, dare to be great, and dare to be something that everybody wants to be.
Right.
But with that said,
You got your lipstick prints
yeah,
on the cup.
that's right, because
as
it's
well.
my cup. That means you can't drink out of it.
Right.
With that said, let's run through these top trending stories real quick. Talk about family. I am so glad to see that now the Queen, after her death and everything, they are trying to reconcile with Prince Harry.
So-
I'm glad to hear that. Did you see that?
Let me ask you a question. Does anybody really care? Not you. I'm asking. I'm really asking a really serious question.
Unfortunately, I'm going to say that society probably doesn't, but they should,
Okay.
because that's what's wrong. We've become so cold, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to say that maybe they don't, but they should. And then real quick, I got to get this in because I know we talked about this last week, but your boy Kanye is at it again.
Man, listen. Leave Kanye alone. Kanye is a genius.
This dude got married. This dude is married again.
But did they? So I know they got married, but I don't. They didn't do the official paperwork.
Man, I don't know.
They didn't do the official
I'm
paperwork.
so over Kanye and his here, not here, here, not here. Who only knows? But you know what? Today we have an amazing show. I'm so excited. I broke up my gazelles for today's show. And I don't know if you saw my feet or not, but I got my tribes on today. So
Okay.
You got to tell them who's on the show.
I mean,
one of my favorites on the show.
We celebrate 50
He's my
years of hip hop. We're celebrating 50 years of hip hop. As you can see, I got my Salute the DJ shirt on, right? So we salute the DJ. And this gentleman, I met this gentleman from being a DJ, right? And what I love about this gentleman is he's always been upstanding in what we call 10 toes down, which means he always been a stand-up man, stand-up principles, that sort of thing. And that is hard to come by in the music industry. It just, unfortunately, it just is. It's a fickle industry. Everybody wants to be a star. But this gentleman has, really been that and really stood the test of time and helped careers and built careers and, built labels. And this guy is the guy.
It's funny that you said that because I met and was in the same circles with Ron Stu from my time at Sirius XM and of course stuff that I did with BET, but I never really got to know him personally until of course you and I got together.
Right.
And I feel like this is my brother from another mother. We can go and talk about hopping on a train in New York, and I understand and he understands. He's an incredible family man, an incredible son. So boom,
Ron Stu.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Jay, what's up? How you doing? What's going on, y'all?
Warner Records, man. How you feeling, brother?
Listen, man, I'm blessed. It's been a great year. Long time coming. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be recognized. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes in this business, you miss the human side of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just happy to be able to be acknowledged, especially with some of my peers and just to withstand the test of time in this game, in this industry. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I know you a long time. You were one of the first guys to invite me down to Baltimore and let me hang out with you and just kick it with you. And like I said, it probably meant nothing to you at the time, but meant the world to me because I was still coming up. And I was just still trying to develop relationships, man. And I didn't forget that, never forget that. So you called me today and you was just like, yo, Ron, I said, yo, Jay, man. You ain't got to ask me nothing twice, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can still call me and be like, yo, bro, what's wrong, man? Yo, hurry up, fam. Like, we like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say salute to you, my brother, for just always looking out for me early on in my career when I needed help to make me look good at the labels, man. So salute to you.
No, man, I appreciate that. And speaking of things that are appreciated, you just got like an award, and you just got named something as well. Can you bring us up to speed of what I'm seeing on the internet with this picture of you in the front?
Well, I mean, I just got first of all, I just got promoted to senior vice president of Warner Records. Right. That happened in October, Halloween to be exact.
Congratulations, my brother. Congratulations.
So again, that was a long time coming. And then as far as recently, I was nominated this year to be on the Double XL Awards board. And that's when they just recognize a lot of the upcoming movers and shakers in the music industry. They do it every year, and every year we look at these lists, and you wish they would give you a call and include you. And this year they did that, and I was just appreciative to Double XL and Vanessa Sam for just acknowledging me, man. Because again, sometimes in this game, they will hide you. You know what I'm saying? Right. And especially when you're doing promotion, because it's promotion's a contact sport. But sometimes, we want to be out there a lot more than we can be. You know what I'm saying? We're behind the scenes. We don't really do a lot of interviews, you know what I'm saying? We don't really hire publicists to really let people know, let the world know exactly what we do for these artists and the labels. And so it just felt good to be acknowledged by my peers, especially a magazine that I grew up reading, faithfully, and to actually be on the cover was just a surreal experience.
That's incredible. We brought you on because you are an expert, and hip hop is turning 50. I can't believe it, but I know, right? What does?
I'm only 37. Go ahead.
In dog years.
I just want to say that.
In dog years.
Yeah.
However, what does hip hop mean to you?
I mean, I like to quote Karis, where hip hop is something rap is something you do, hip hop is something you live. Yeah. And so for me, it's just been that living that from the beginning. My first CD was Criminal Minded. That's what made me fall in love with hip hop. Big Karis One fan back in the day, and I just grew from there. Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, to Biggie, to Jay, and then Nas, and EPMD, of course, Mobb Deep. So for me, it was it's our music. This is the first genre. I heard someone say this. I forgot who had mentioned this before. This is the first genre of music that both me and my son could grow up and saying that we listen to and be a part of. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom and them listening to, jazz or Motown or that R&B back, but it was different. Like what I'm saying, we came up on hip hop, so to see it grow to be where it is now is just incredible. You know what I'm saying? The money that it's making for companies and labels and everyone wants to be a part of the culture. And we see how we move the culture. The only thing that I just want to make sure is that people remember where it came from and how it started, and how many of those other artists sacrificed their time and efforts for us to be making money off of it. I just think that kind of gets swept under the rug sometimes. And again, it's always going to be the first, right? The first always gets forgotten, but I just think sometimes we just need to do a better job of just reminding the youth and their kids of who started this thing, whether they were in New York or in Atlanta or in LA or in Houston or Dallas. Just let's not forget the forefathers.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you a question. Whose career do you feel like you've had the most impact on as far as some of these artists? Because you work with a bunch of different artists. So bring us up to speed, the artists you work with and the careers that you really pushed over the top.
The artists I work with, again, because I'm not here without the artists. I always want to say that first. But for me, early on, Chris Brown, T-Pain, Sierra, Raheem DeVaughn, Lloyd, Kerry Hilson, Mobb Deep, French Montana, Dirty Money, Diddy Dirty Money. Obviously moving over to my Atlantic days, MMG, Meek Mill, Wale. Rocky Fresh, the newer artists, Stally, Cardi B, Ty Dolla $ign, my brother Wiz Khalifa, Jack Harlow, early Jack Harlow. Just love to see his success right now, because I was right there at the beginning telling me he was going to be the next one, and he was just amazing. Nipsey Hussle, we had an amazing Nipsey Hussle rollout that was just classic. All-Star Weekend in LA. album dropped that weekend. We just took over the city, which was amazing. We had an amazing Cardi B rollout. I mean, those are just some that just off the top that just stick out. But for me, the main one, what I would say is Chris Brown, because we were really like, you know, we were taking him to the Rucker to watching him perform and dancing with you know, and the Dipset guys wrapping their arms around him and really embracing him, and New York radio embracing him because he was from Virginia. So for me, Chris Brown would really be, he's the main one, because again, I spent a lot more time with him back then, and shout out to Tina Davis for being a manager that wasn't scared to let us interns just move him around and go outside with him and trusting us with him at 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I always say that to her, because a lot of managers wouldn't do that. And again, like I say, a lot of times when the artist is tier one, they don't let you touch them. You know what I'm saying? You do a little bit, but that's it. But Chris Brown, we were mall tours. We were going from New York to Long Island and Harlem every week. And Chris is out there dancing in the mirror, and I saw work ethic, because I saw that kid's work ethic early, in the mirror every day, dancing, like really putting that time and work in. So what you really see is not, that wasn't fly by night, you know, running and singing at the same time, doing calisthenics, you know, in the gym. Like, you know what I mean? He had a trainer, kind of, I don't want to say trainer, but it's like his brother / manager, Tim, who would make sure he was working out, keeping his body in shape, and to see where he's at now, it's you know, it's just amazing. But he definitely put that work in. So I would say Chris Brown.
Right. You know, I got a Chris Brown story that I'm gonna save for another time. Stu, listen, man, I thank you so much for taking the time. Like I said, whenever I call, you pick up the phone, and I greatly appreciate that, man. Congratulations to everything.
Yeah, congratulations
Senior VP,
on everything.
you know, congratulations on XXL. And we really just appreciate you, man. And it's a blessing to see it, man. Thank you so much.
I appreciate y'all. Again, we are Warner Records, Senior VP of Warner Records. We focus on NLE Chopper. We're moving around city to city, visiting the high schools. He's talking to the kids. He's performing in a city near you. Fields, Too Rare, Oh My Lane, Division. We just got a lot of good records. Steve-O, we got a good staff over there with us, and we just happy, man. We here. This is my shot. I finally, you know, this was a long-term goal for me to run a department. I'm here now, and it's all about relationships. And I'm just happy I'm able to come in here and share some of my experience with y'all. You know, Don't forget the journey.
Appreciate it. That's right, man. That's what it's about, the journey. Stu, appreciate you. And I seen you get your promo in right there before you left.
Always got to do that.
No, man, you can also follow my man, Ron Stu. His handle is right here on the screen. You can follow him. And thank you so much, Stu. I appreciate you, man. Please be safe.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
My guy. Once again, I want to thank Ron Stu for giving us an opportunity to let us into what it is to be a senior VP of a major label.
I absolutely love Ron Stu. I still can't believe that hip hop is turning 50.
I'm 37.
Okay, in dog years, I keep telling. Well, you know what? Maybe
I keep telling you.
Maybe you're 37 because maybe you've talked with our next guest, Zori Dale, and maybe Zori, who is like new year, new you. She's telling everybody how to create a new them. She's a scientist, so maybe she's mixing up some chemicals in that lab.
So maybe I'm 25 now.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm 25.
Man, welcome to the show, Zori. This guy.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm fantastic, man. You're here. We're waiting for you to come and just waiting to talk to you. And when we speak of, you know, new year, new you, please bring us up to speed with what that means.
Yeah, so, you know, 2023 is just really all about just trying to elevate it, you know, and grow in business. I'm kind of growing in parallel, actually. So I'm growing, you know, in the science community, you know, and in the permanent makeup world. As a woman of color, I'm underrepresented in both, you know, one of the 4% of women in STEM. So trying to be a trailblazer in that area while merging it with the art of the beauty industry, you know, has gotten me in this evolutionary phase, if you will. So that's kind of what the new year is looking like for me.
So I have a question about semi-permanent makeup.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the ratio of men to women who actually get it? Because we've been having a debate about men wearing makeup.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but you know what? It's funny that you asked that because there are different types. So I think when we use the term makeup, we think like cosmetics, right? Like lips or eyebrows. But there's a large portion of men who get scalp or hairline restoration. And so that is still a form of semi-permanent makeup. So it's not makeup in the sense of the word, that we say it. And you know what else is interesting? We also are able to neutralize lip color. So if you, are smoke or you have hyperpigmentation in your lips and you're looking to even that out, we actually have a large number of men who get that service just to, kind of camouflage discoloration in their lips. So overwhelmingly, it's more female led, but I'm telling you, do not make a mistake. Men are able to get these services as well.
So basically, you're saying men need to lay off the smoking weed, right? That's what they need to lay off,
and
right?
It's called marijuana.
Let's call it what it is. This is the after show. We can say some things that we normally couldn't say.
I need you to say the correct name.
If you bald, just rock your ball.
You know what? It's funny though, because it's funny you say that because when they're bald, they're okay with the bald. It's like when the cowlick area starts to recede, they want to fill that back in because they have the rest of the hair, but just not, certain.
You gotta cut it all off. You gotta come to the other side. Look, come to the other side.
Well, look, you know what? I'm happy about, at least for women, being able to enhance, features or replace, what was lost. So I think for us, like we benefit from it a lot. I mean, it could be hours. Like your brows look beautiful. It could take you an hour to do that in the mirror if you're not skilled enough, at doing it.
So. Thank you.
Mine too.
Oh my gosh.
No, because men end up with the perfect brows and the perfect lashes. So y'all don't have
that part there.
You don't have this problem.
Somebody asked me, did I get my eyebrows? I just said, no, I'm a grown man.
No, your brows look perfect. I can honestly see from here. They're very well shaped.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Zori,
shout out Deborah and James.
Zori, tell the people how we can connect with you.
So we're very active on social media. Our social media handle is Artistry by Zuri. You can reach us at www.artistrybyzuri.com. We're very, very active on social media. We have a lot of information out there about, the services that we provide.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for being on the after show. You have no more questions.
Zori, I really do have another question. She's getting on me and the producers are getting on me in my ear. But I just want to ask, really. So are you do you really draw these guys' hairlines on and all of that stuff? Do you really
Let me tell you something. Y'all go to the barber and y'all get that little dye black stuff put on and they have to draw that out for y'all. Like we are marking the hairline and doing all of the things.
Okay. I don't get beijing in my hair.
Okay. Thank you so much, Zori. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming up next on After the Show, Love Business on Life. We have a lot to talk about.
You ready?
Yeah, are you ready?
I'm a grown man.
Man, that don't have anything to do with
grown ass man.
Listen, this and all more on 11. What is it? Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you ain't sorry. We good. That's good. After the show, and we're gonna talk about love business on live.
You made me stumble.
No, I
don't
know.
Touch me.
I'm the kind of guy. I'm the kind of guy to make you nervous.
Yeah, you make.
I'm the kind of guy to make you nervous. So I get it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is. I get it. I do. I know I make you nervous. But when we talk about love business on lock, it is really about making sure that you do what you need to do for your mate. It is about just making sure that regardless of if you're busy or your mate's busy, making sure that you connect, you have conversations, you guys talk, you communicate. That's the real thing, communication. And we tend to talk about that a lot. So a lot of times when people see us, they automatically think that it's perfect. No, it's not perfect, not at all. But we've came up with some things to make sure that we are good in our relationship. Like when we communicate, I need to keep an open line of communication with her. And sometimes I fall short, but if I do, she'll remind me and, make sure that I keep the communication the way it's supposed to, as well, which is really key, right? In a debate, I know everybody wants to, get their point across or whatever the case may be, because we don't always see eye to eye. But in a debate, I have to be able to let her speak her piece, get her whole thought out, then reply. Not at the same time she's in the middle, I'm cutting her off. We had this thing that we can all sing together, but we can't talk at the same time.
Interesting enough, I think for me, the biggest thing is support, and not necessarily support, but a lot of times we don't understand what support is, because we only understand what support is from what we see. So you have to be careful, and you have to realize what your mate needs for support. Case in point, the easiest example for me would be that some people like steak, some people like seafood. If I say I'm hungry, I may want a seafood dinner and not a steak dinner. But you have to be respectful and understand that in that thought process, that if your mate needs a steak dinner, you give your mate that steak dinner, because that's what support looks like, him or her. And if your mate needs that seafood dinner, then even if you don't like it, you have to be able to compromise and meet your mate exactly where they are.
Okay, I'm hungry now that you talked about food in the steak. I would love to have New York strip medium well butterfly. I would love to have that right now. Shout out to Ruth Chris. All right, we need a sponsorship as well. All right, but speaking of food, but no, that's it. This is a constant growth thing. Like, we have to constantly grow and elevate. It is not perfect. We learn all the time. That is the thing. We're waking up to try to be better each and every day. So just take some time, ask some questions, communicate, not fuss at the same time. Try to take the emotions out so you guys can communicate and do this and elevate and keep the relationship strong, because that's what it's about. That's what it's about, keeping a relationship strong. Okay. All right.
Woo! That was a lot of knowledge, a lot of jewels, a lot of gems given. But I know, because if I know you, like I think I know you, I know that you have a food for thought, and I know you have something that you want to give everybody this week.
Believe what you see. Bottom line, believe what you see. If you see someone that is non-supportive, believe it. If somebody shows you that they're messy or they're not real positive, make sure you see that and know that they're not positive. I understand what they say, but believe what you see. If you see somebody that's a liar, who's the fool if you think they're going to do anything else but be a liar? So believe what you see. People can give you all the lip service that they want. Just believe what you see. Your gut doesn't lie. What you see out of your two eyes doesn't lie at all. If they are not good for you, if it's negative, if they show negative energy to everybody else, please believe they're going to show negative energy to you as well. Don't think that you're above that. So believe what you see. That is my food for thought for today.
Man, that was great. You know what? This has been an incredible show, from Ron, Stu to Zori. But next week, guess what? We have Skip Dillard.
Okay.
Radio legend. We're going to continue with our series about hip hop is turning 50, which, again, I can't believe it. I feel like I've known hip hop. I remember when hip hop started, and I know that I'm not 50.
See, I wasn't around when hip hop started.
Okay. So anyway, you know what? Thank you for watching. Tune in. Follow us. Follow After the Show on IG at After the Show, Jay and Cass. Listen, we look forward to talking to you next week. Thank you for everything. Jay?
Thank you so much. Remember, believe what you see.
This episode was brought to you by Los Hermanos Tequila, the spirit of tequila.